event organizers say they want violence in the city of New Orleans to end. Victims of violent crime told thousands at Louis Armstrong Park how losing a family member changed their lives. Those victims are hoping their stories will keep others from feeling the same pain.
3 years ago, my son was murdered.
Desiree Watson-Jones is one of several mothers still grieving over their children. Jones's son was shot 3 years ago. She wants people at today's Yes We Care rally to learn from her struggle.
It leaves you very lonely, missing him, wishing he was here, knowing that he not here for his children.
Unfortunately, statistics show African Americans in the city of New Orleans are the ones most affected by violent crime. According to the Yes We Care website, African Americans are usually the victims or the ones committing the crimes, a reality the group wants to change. Today, they're making a commitment.
This day is only the opening of a door, the beginning, but that we're going to do all we can to work together to make New Orleans the city that it really ought to be.
It's a message Yes We Care organizers want everyone to understand. The group says violence leaves many African Americans in wheelchairs or on drugs. Not to mention those who witness many of those crimes never speak out for fear of being labeled a snitch. Yes We Care says many judge the silence as indifference. They say that's not the case.
People who need to hear it the most don't hear it. And because they don't hear it, they assume that we don't care, that certain lives are not valuable.
Together, organizers and those sharing personal stories want to use community resources to turn things around.
If we don't come together as African Americans and show the love and the compassion for our children and our sisters and brothers on the street corner, we truly believe that will not be a change.
Desiree Watson-Jones says if others learn from her loss, it will be a step in the right direction. Next Friday, the group plans to meet again to identify community resources people can use to help them stay out of trouble. The group plans to make a list of those resources and post them on their website. They also hope to take their mission one step further. They're personally letting people know about underutilized services in their community. Kurt?
Maria Vallejo reporting for us. Thanks, Maria.
That's right, Michael. Council members want to know how NORD is using FEMA money set aside to repair the city's parks. 3.5 years after Hurricane Katrina, council members can't help but notice many parks are still in a shambles. At Oliver Bush Park in the 9th Ward, the grass needs cutting. The beams supporting the roof over the basketball court need replacing, so do the nets. These conditions are typical of public parks throughout New Orleans nowadays. A combination of Katrina damage and 3.5 years of neglect since the hurricane has left some barely unusable. Today, city council members demanded answers from the New Orleans Recreation Department.
We are not going to labor anymore under excuses. Give us the specific problem. Let us come up with a strategy that embraces the community and go attack the person or the agency that has held us back.
If this was a year after Katrina, I could understand it. We're working through the process. But 3.5 years after Katrina, I don't understand it.
NORD says it will cost $73 million to bring all the parks back to pre-Katrina condition. So far, FEMA has dedicated $11 million to the cause. Council members Cynthia Willard-Lewis and Arnie Filko want a faster response. In its defense, NORD says that it is currently cleaning and repairing 60 parks. They're also making sure the baseball fields in the city are ready for when the season opens. Meanwhile, the city is working with FEMA to turn over 15 parks used as trailer lots right after Katrina back over to NORD. The Nakin administration says restoring these parks is a slow but sure process.
And you can look at another one and say, well, yes, you have the lights on and the basketball court was redone and the grass has been cut and the fences have been repaired, but you haven't done this part yet.
But Councilman Arnie Filko is not satisfied. He says FEMA needs to be part of this discussion. He and other council members hope to meet with FEMA within the next 10 days to discuss conditions at Oliver Bush and other parks throughout the city. On Saturday, volunteers will finish cleaning up the playground at Bodinger Park in Algiers. Boy Scouts will be in charge of restoring the field. They plan to work from 9 a.m. until noon. Liz?
Okay, thanks a lot, Maria. Maria Vallejo shows us their story tonight. Maria.
Liz, Red Cross volunteers were handing out cleaning kits in Washington Parish. They want to make sure flood victims who need additional help get it as soon as possible.
You have 2 boxes.
With bleach, mops, and buckets in hand, Red Cross volunteers took a trip to Washington Parish. That's where Miosha McLean lives. Her house was damaged by rising water.
Odors that's in my home, and the walls is buckled, the leaking from the roofs, and there's a lot of more stuff that's in there that I can't explain.
Red Cross volunteers are assessing flood damage in McLean's neighborhood. They want to know who is in need of what. Volunteers are urging those who got water inside their homes to clean it up quickly.
You want to wash your clothes as soon as possible. You want to remove wet carpet, wet clothing, wet furniture so it doesn't mildew. And you want to clean your house as soon as possible.
For now, the Red Cross is helping flood victims with immediate needs. If Red Cross volunteers determine that a family needs more than just a cleanup kit, they will assign a caseworker to them to help them with additional needs. In some cases, those affected by cresting rivers can expect to see caseworkers at their door as early as tomorrow morning. Many flood victims are waiting anxiously for help.
They are concerned about their property, and sometimes they're angry, sometimes they're sad. It all depends on what stage or how the person deals with crisis.
In Miosha McLean's case, assistance is crucial. She wants her house back to its normal condition.
I've been here for 10 years. And I own it, and this is the only place I know, so I love to have that done.
McLean is hoping she won't have to deal with a water-damaged house for much longer. State employees are also in Washington Parish. They're trying to determine if the parish qualifies for federal assistance. Parish officials should know by the beginning of next week if they will get any federal money. Liz?
Okay.